Hello everybody and welcome back. My name is Winback, and on today's episode of Heroes of the Storm, we're going to be playing Uther. And this game is a little bit special because this is one of my Storm League games. I'm trying desperately to win some games because I'm coming off of a pretty massive losing streak. It's really upsetting. But, so, since this game is a little bit special, we are actually going to take a look at the picks and the bans, and I'm going to tell you why it is that I picked this character. So, in the pick and ban phase, you can see the left side of the screen is my team, the right side of the screen is the enemy team. We ended up picking up the first pick, Zul'jin, banning out the Abathur and the Brightwing. Brightwing is a really good ban on Brax's Holdout because she can easily turn the top lane into a 2v1 really quick. I'm not real sure about the Abathur ban, but it exists, so there it is. I was not banning in this game, also, to be sure. So the enemy team opted to ban the Garrosh and the Rexxar first. Garrosh, also really good ban on Braxis because he can snowball that bottom lane pretty hard for his team, and then Rexxar is just notorious for being unbeatable in the top lane on maps like this one. So, pretty standard bans coming out from both teams with the exception of the Abathur. And then our team is going to first pick that Zul'jin. So Zul'jin recently buffed. This is not a bugged game for Zul'jin. So he is just regular strength at this time with his new talent changes, which we may actually need to play around with now that I think about it. But anyway, the enemy team opting for Tychus and Diablo on the 1-2. Diablo, really strong regular tank. Kind of does the same thing that Garrosh does, and picking up his natural counter in Tychus with Diablo's enormous health bar is a really strong opening for the enemy team. That changes us into our Leoric and Medivh. Leoric, very strong into Diablo with his percent health on his W, and Leoric is going to help our team fight quite a bit with his Entomb. On top of that, Medivh is going to be adding a lot of secondary support with his shields on our characters, and his portals in between the top and the bottom lane are going to be really strong rotation-wise for us. So really insanely good pickup. Medivh is really always a good pickup if you're any good with the character. And then the enemy team opted for Artanis and Stukov on their next two picks. Artanis, typically, I don't think that's a great pick for this map. Artanis is ultimately a really fun character, but I don't know if he's going to win too many matchups in the top lane, especially against someone like Leo, who has more than enough wave clear to deal with him and is going to go very even or better on the trades for the point. So not super sure where that's coming from. But the Stukov pick, again, super relevant healer right now. Very strong. Had a recent nerf with the most round of changes to his reactive ballista spores, the talent at level 1, but not really going to set him back too far. Still really oppressive with the silence, especially in the bottom lane. Tough to deal with. Now, our last two picks, myself, I am being forced to heal in this game, even though I really don't want to. I am going to take the only thing that really makes any sense to me, which is Uther. Before that, though, my teammate here picked up the Mei, who is actually really strong with her current round of buffs. Her build, the one that we normally play on the character, the E build, is doing much better because of some talent changes, and she is considered a very strong pick in the tank slot at the moment. But Uther, with his CC, his Divine Storm, with his ability to hold the enemy team in place while our team bursts them, is very good. So I'm going to take mostly the Uther for stunning characters like Diablo in places they don't want to be, and the Artanis as well towards the later parts of the game. But if we can manage to hit like a big D-Storm on a Lucio or a Stukov or even a Tychus, our Zul'jin should scale hard enough that when we have those talents, the characters that get stunned and attacked just die. So fingers crossed it works out that way. The enemy team capped off their draft with a Lucio. I don't really know why they're running the double support, but maybe they're thinking Artanis and Tychus can make something happen in a hypercarry role. I don't agree with that necessarily, but we'll see how it goes. So, all that being said, let's get into this game. Now, Uther, if you're not familiar, there is a couple builds for him. This build that we're taking specifically is going to be for a solo heal style of play. Really doing some kind of weird lane setups. We have two people in the top lane for some reason, and the enemy team has their Artanis in the bottom lane. So I guess they're wanting... I don't even know, man. Nope, there's Artanis. Finally making it up top. Yeah. Anyway, so Uther's abilities, his Q is called Holy Light. We're going to heal a target hero for 376 health level 1, and this is also going to heal Uther for... it's not a percentage of the amount. It's just going to be a flat amount of healing that Uther gets as well. Ooh, he thought he was going... He did. He did, actually. I did not realize that the wind-up on my hammer was going to be enough to not get him. And Zul'jin dies in the top lane for reasons unknown. Now, Holy Light is going to be your biggest amount of healing in this build, and it is going to be the easiest point-and-click ability that you have for... Stay over there, please. Point-and-click ability for saving people. So, really good stuff there. Not only that, but it's going to apply your passive to both Uther and whoever you're targeting. Your Holy Radiance is the other ability that's going to bring this build together. The Holy Radiance is going to be an AoE heal that also does damage to enemies hit. So it's going to kind of help with wave clear. It's going to help do a lot of healing for bunched up buddies. I'm going to get stunned, huh? No, I'm not, because you're going to suck a hammer to the face before you can hit that button. Fuck you. Alright, I would really appreciate it if you would come down here and get these stacks. Instead of getting our Leo killed and doing whatever it is that you're doing here. Really don't know why we're doing a 2-3 at the moment. Mei going in, she's going to use her shield. Hopefully she can take the portal out. She did indeed. We're going to stun the Stukov to make sure that her escape is working. So right now our 3-man down here, for whatever reason it's a 3-man, is doing fine. We don't clear very well, obviously, but we also don't die very fast because of the Medivh shields, all the armor that I can give, Mei's, cryo freeze, lots of really good stuff keeping us alive. But it would be a lot nicer if a Zul'jin was here, stacking off the enemy team who just runs at our faces and kills them instead of dying in the top lane. Still don't know why that's happening. This is a ranked game. Also, I'm sure I mentioned that. You saw the draft, because what the fuck is going on? Anyway, our W, again, Holy Radiance, is going to heal everybody in a line. It's also going to damage enemies in that same line, that same AoE. It's pretty large AoE, so that's really, really strong. And the amount of damage is pretty comparable to the amount of healing that it does. I may be dead here. I might be having some trouble. There's the Medivh shield and the Mei Blizzard. Medivh has finished his stacks, and Zul'jin finally making his way towards the bottom side of the map to get shit going. Gotta stun the Tychus, stop him from attacking our Mei, and we're gonna lose the first Zerg wave. That's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. But Artanis is going to die. Leo's going to take him out on the top side. Fantastic stuff there. He probably just died to get the objective for his team, which is fine. Medivh looking pretty out, but he's got a portal. Luckily, he's busted. There's no way he actually dies there. Hammer of Justice is our E. Deal 138 damage and stun a target for 1 second. This is a point-and-click ability. It is actually stupid how strong this ability is. Even though it's only a 1-second stun, it will absolutely slap people. It's very good for peeling, very good for setup, and then once we get Benediction towards the end of the game, I'm pretty sure we're going to take Benediction. Anyway, we can stun lock people by ourselves with Uther and his singular stun combo. It's really, really, really nuts. And then the trait that I mentioned earlier, it's called Devotion. Allied heroes affected by Uther's basic abilities gain 25 armor for 2 seconds, and this effect does not stack because armor does not stack. Upon dying, Uther is going to become invulnerable for 8 seconds while in spirit form. He is going to be able to heal people with Flash of Light. Turns out the old form of Uther, like the Tech Alpha form of Uther, is going to be, or would be considered broken, because Uther used to be able to use all of his abilities and his ultimate while dead. And I don't know if you know this, but being able to cast D-Storm while you're completely invincible for 8 seconds is really, really stupid. Oh, the good old days. Back in the great beyond. Anyway, so Devotion, all that being said, us putting armor on characters like Zul'jin, like Mei, like Leoric, all that stuff, making them more tanky lets them live longer, do their damage for more, do their CC for, longer amounts of time. It's just very, very, very strong. And if a character like Zul'jin, who has a very low health bar when he's doing his most efficient damage, has armor, he is going to be very happy. Not only that, but armor is just, in general, a very good response to a lot of the enemy team's damage without counting Tychus. Obviously, with his percentage damage, we're not going to have the most fun into that, even with armor, but at the same time, if he just gets blown the fuck up when he gets stunned to death, that'll kind of mitigate the situation, you know? So, hopefully, that happens. But the build today, we're going to start off with Wave of Light. Wave of Light is going to be a quest, but it also has a passive element to it. So the passive element is damaging or healing heroes with Holy Radiance is going to refund mana. Ooh, Tychus thinks he's doing some damage to me with his Q. Really not doing a very good job with it. Gotta use your D, buddy. The other really fantastic thing about Mei is that Snowblind. Being able to blind Tychus while he's using his minigun is just a fantastic option for us. Gonna de-storm that Diablo out of existence and then watch Lucio die as well to another, just really hot hammer directly to the face. Love it. So the passive element is going to reduce the cooldown and give us a little bit of mana back when we hit heroes, either good or bad. And then when we hit or damage, I can't even, talking is hard. When we heal or damage characters, heroes with our Holy Radiance, we are actually going to quest that up to the point where, ooh, big avalanche, gonna help us get the kill on the Tychus. Is there enough room left for us to keep this fight going? It is a 4 versus 4 right now. Leo is in the top, getting that top fort for free. No, there's no way I die here. Medivh's here to help me. I've got plenty of healing. Zul'jin goes down eventually, but we do get the objective, and Medivh, oh, please, my man. No, he's gonna die for me. I am so sorry. I wish I could have saved you, but I could not. You will be remembered, Birdman. Back to the talents, though. So, Devotion is going to be increased by 0.5 seconds. Devotion is our armor. It's our trait. So right now it's on a 2 seconds worth of armor, and we're going to change that to 2.5. Mostly the reason that we're taking this is for the AoE healing and the cooldown reduction, but the increased armor is definitely not a bad thing, especially when your Diablo is taking lightning breath for some reason. And okay, that was a pretty good swap. I don't know what to do for you other than give you a cleanse and make sure that you can use your ult. So there it is. Used it really early. I don't have any mana. There's no reason to continue staying here. Leoric got the building in the top lane. Things are getting spooky. It's time to go. Anyway, we picked up Pursuit of Justice at level 4. Pursuit of Justice is going to let us increase our movement speed on our Hammer of Justice when we hit someone with it. So basically you just drop a hammer and then you start running 25% faster for 3 seconds. That means that we can head in, hit someone with a hammer, or run away as soon as that happens if we've made a bad decision, or chase people down with the hammer as well. Specifically, characters like Diablo, I don't want to be anywhere near. Same thing with Tychus, I don't want to be anywhere near him. So if we hit him with a hammer, we can get out of their range really quick, and they're going to have a bad time catching up to us. Zul'jin is stacked, so anybody caught in that entomb should die, but we're really split up right now on our targets. I'm trying to get into position for a D-Storm. There it is, and we're going to take that portal into just solid hammer. Hammer zone under our fort. My God, have you seen more beautiful play? I just cannot tell you. It's like when we all group up and we do things good, we win the game. So having Zul'jin in the top lane for 10 minutes doesn't make much sense. But cleanse at level 7, because we're the only healer and because the enemy team is all about that Diablo, CC, that swap, and that silence, I do not want them to be able to do any of that. So we're taking the cleanse for the targets who get jumped on by their tank so we can save them and then walk forward and rip all of our stun buttons on a character like Diablo, who is basically useless without his combo. So if he fucks that up and gets cleansed, or gets his target cleansed, he's out of buttons, which may be why he took... It's probably not why he took Lightning Breath. It's probably completely in the mind of that player why they picked that ult, but not that it's bad, it's just not good against our team code. Not at all. It's not going to do any damage to Mei. It's not going to do any damage to Leoric, who's going to be draining Diablo through it and can completely unstoppable out of the slow through it. Zul'jin should never be in range to get hit by it. Medivh can shield through it if he is in range to get hit by it, and I 100% don't give a single solitary fuck because I'm Uther and armor, and yeah, you get it. But our 10, we're picking up Divine Storm. If you are not aware, Divine Storm is the ability for Uther that's just really all about stuns. I mean, damn, Leo, showing him all about the Entomb. Trying to stand on the point. Looks like we're going to de-storm them into Blizzard. There's the portal if anybody actually needs it. I think it was for Zul'jin to come back, but at the same time, who cares? Because the enemy team was stunned for so long that there was really no coming back. Oof. But it is a 1.75 second stun, and it's going to deal 306 damage in a massive area. Couple that with your Hammer of Justice, people are going to be stunned for an insanely long time. And then 13, we picked up Blessed Champion, which is just going to give us another heal option. For the next 5 seconds after using Holy Light, Uther's basic attacks heal him and nearby allied heroes for 15% of the total amount healed by Holy Light. So, let's see, 652... I assume that's anywhere from 100 to like 150-ish healing from your auto attacks. And with us being so close to the enemy team, stunning them a lot, using our autos kind of in their faces, Blessed Champion is going to be doing wonders. We could also have taken Well Met for the weaken on our hammer, but at the same time, I want to have more healing options for the team, so I picked up the autos. At 16, it's Benediction. It's pretty much always Benediction. No matter how good the other talents ever become, Benediction is just so strong. So it's a pre-rewind, basically. You hit Benediction, and then the ability that you use next is going to have reset cooldown and reset mana cost. So what you do is you hit Benediction, you hit your hammer, your E, then you hit your Divine Storm, and then you hit your hammer again after your Divine Storm stun is done. And that is 3.75 seconds of stun on a single target. It's basically a mosh pit that's a point and click, and you can murder one person. It feels so good. It's the best part of playing Uther, in my opinion. It's just uncontrollably amazing. Now, our 20, we're not going to make it there, but we would have taken Divine Hurricane, which reduces the cooldown of Divine Storm by 30 seconds, I think it is. So it drops it from an 80-second cooldown to a 50-second cooldown, and the area is increased so massively that you can hit, I want to say it's at least 25% of the screen. So if you're near anyone, any bad guys at all, they're probably going to get hit by Divine Hurricane, and then they'll be killed. You can hear the Stukov tentacles going on still. They were happening when the game ended. Gross. Ugh. Sounds like noodles. Anyway, I didn't die at all. Neither did my Mei. The tanky frontliners, all about it. And Leoric was just crushing that game. Just, oh, so many kills. So many kills. Too bad there's not a length of time stunned option here. If that game had gone any longer, I definitely would have gotten it. I definitely would have gotten it. But that is Uther in a nutshell. In the main healer role, you take Wave of Light at 1, Pursuit of Justice at 4. This is, I think this talent is kind of up to you. Don't pick Holy Fire. Holy Fire is not worth it. It's either Holy Shock or Pursuit of Justice. Both of those are going to do a decent amount of good for you. Holy Shock, you can use your Q offensively, but it's still going to give you armor because it's still healing you as Uther, even though you're using your Q on an enemy. So still very good. Since it's a ranked game, we did have to take Cleanse. Cleanse is, I mean, it's very important. Uther's Cleanse specifically is going to get cooldown reduction every time that you auto-attack someone. So being up in people's faces is really important. So getting that 90-second cooldown reduced to have the Diablo combo mitigated, or the Stukov silence taken off the board, really important. I don't think I can sing the praises of Divine Storm enough. It's awesome. Blessed Champion at 13 for that additional healing on our auto attacks, and then Benediction at 16 because having a rewind on a Hammer of Justice is stupid. It's broken. It's busted. I don't know why it exists this way, but you never get to play the game if you're playing against Uther with this ability. It's fucking gross. Thank you so much for hanging out, though. That's going to do it for this video. We didn't even make it on the board. I'm super upset, but my fucking Zul'jin did, so whatever. Medivh actually doing the most teamfight damage. Look at that. Good stuff. I will be back tomorrow to shut this week down with the final video, but thank you for hanging out. I will see you there. Goodbye.